Yes.
As the corpus.
Saram Sipi, have you located the recording? You said you were going to miss.
My Lord, I think it's been stopped at the right.
You've got it on the spot.
Yes.
Siban, do you have it on the spot where you are saying this is what and what happened?
Indeed so, my Lord.
It's there?
Yes.
Can you play it, sir, Mr. Stenographer?
Magistrates Court for the 13th of July 2020. It shows that you, accused number 1, was represented by Mr. Mujiaku. What is your comment on this?
Lana ke kunezibiti elana ke noma ke incwadi ke le ekuyona la ebhala khona ukuthi umuntu ke uthwese ucalalani futhi ubingelele imanje bathi mabebiza exhibit RR nge-13 kaJuly 2020 kubhaliwe laphayana ukuthi ummeli wakho noma umuntu wayekumele kwabo umjiyako uthini wena lapho
Enkantolo ngiyafundela ngathi 13 July angenana enkantolo namangaphandle kweva bimumshushise emotweni ezongibheka ukuthi ngaphela ngikhona la wafika ngibheka wahamba nomama angenana.
My Lord, I repeat that on the 13th of July 2020, I never went inside the court. The prosecutor, I was seated in the vehicle. The prosecutor came to look at me and went back inside the court with Mukana, my Lord. I didn't even see Mchiyako.
And what was the reason for you not having been taken into court?
Izathu sokuthi ungangeniswa noma ungangeni enkantolo sasiyini. It was because of COVID regulations, my Lord, because when I would go to court and then would find that it's been cordoned off with a tape.
There's an appearance as well of the 17th of August 2020. Appearance for accused number 1, Mr. Mjiako, in bracket 3.
Is that all you wanted to listen to?
That is it, my Lord, because we were at cross purposes. What was put as an assertion that was said by me is not that. Mine was a question and he answered, the witness answered in a specific manner.
Mr. Slande, what's your impression about this?
I think my question was directed at his answer, not to the question.
Not to the question?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue then.
Yes, sir.
Siyaqhubeka ke ngemva kokuthi sidlaliwe irecord umshushisi uthi yena ubekade ekubuza mayelana nempendulo yakho hayi ngalombuzo ummeli akubuze wona. Yes, my Lord.
What is your comment?
Wena uPaula uthini? My Lord, I did mention that the Rustenburg dates are giving me a problem or confusing me.
So, I'm going to read to you Exhibit RR1.
Utuzokufundela ke into ebhalwe kulobu bufakazi buka RR1.
13 July 2020, proceedings held on 13 July 2020.
Uzofunda lento ebekade yenzakala nge-13 July 2020.
And I'll try to get I want to be very direct. I'll start at the bottom of the first page. It will be on page number 4 as we numbered, my Lord, of the record, Exhibit RR1. At the bottom where it says Prosecutor, case number A171 of 2020, Bongani Ntanzi. As the court pleases, Your Worship, that will be case A711 of 2020, State versus Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi.
Uthi ke buye kwakhuluma umshushisi echaza ke ukuthi i-case number yayekade ku A171.
Your Worship, previously Mr. Ntanzi was not before court as he was in isolation.
Esikhathini esidlulile umnumzana Ntanzi wayekade engekho enkantolo ngoba yena wayekade engezanga ekusa lesasimo la bekade evalelwe yedwa.
due to the COVID-19.
njengoba kwakunalo ubhubhane lwe-COVID-19
He has just been brought this moment together with the case docket.
ulethwe ngalesi sikhathi nedokodo lalo icala.
Mr. Ntanzi is represented by Mr. Mjiyako, who I believe will also like to address the court, Your Worship. Thank you.
Umshushisi uqhubeka loyana waseRustenburg uyasho ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi umelwe umnumzana Mjiyako eyikuthi ngiyabona ukuthi ngiyathemba ukuthi angafisa ukukhuluma nenkantolo.
So what is your comment on what I've just quoted now from Exhibit RR1?
Wena uthini ngalokho umshushisi aqeda ukucaphuna la kulobufakazi buka RR1? Uthi umshushi ngalelo langa la umshushisi efunda khona wawukade ukhona la ukuthi esikhathini esidlulile ngalesikhathi icala lidle lihlehliswa wawungekho kodwa ngaleli langa wawukade ukhona. Kulaye ukuthi kubhalwe ukuthi icala nali A171 ukuthi bekade kuyicala ebe umshushi umbuso ubhekane nawe Ntanzi la ukuthi uye washo ke umshushisi ukuthi ubongani Ntanzi wayekade engekho esikhathini esidlulile ngoba kwakade kunalo libhubhane lwe-COVID-19 futhi ke ngalesi sikhathi uNtanzi ukhona ulethwe nedokodo be futhi umnumzana Ntanzi yena umelwe umnumzana Mjiyako ukuthi ngiyathemba ukuthi yena uzimisela ukuthi angahle akhulume nenkantolo.
Kosenkantolo ngicela ukuyiphendula le answer kamshushisi.
My Lord, may I please respond to this assertion by the state?
Kosenkantolo eRustenburg mase ngikhumbula kahle nge-13 mangena emnyango kwasukuma umuntu egqokele ijazi nefana labameli wakhuluma kwasekushuma umunye wakhuluma kwasekuthiwa mangiphume ngihambe azange nginike uchance nokuphakamisa isandla ukuthi ngikwazi ukuphendula ngisho magistrate akayikho into angibuza yona Nkosenkantolo.
My Lord, on the 13th I went into the courtroom and a person who was wearing who had robed like the state advocate stood up and addressed the court, and then another person also stood up and addressed the court, and I was instructed to leave the courtroom. I was not even given an opportunity to raise my hand.
Ngoba inkosi enkantolo engiphambi kwayo yangibuza ngabameli la ukuthi ngiyabazi ngavuma ukuthi ngiyabazi so le yaseRustenburg kwenziwa yini ukuthi ngangibuza ukuthi lo mmeli ngiyamazi yini na.
Because this court asked me if I know my defense counsels, and I confirmed. Why was I not asked in Rustenburg if I knew those defense attorneys?
Ingakho ngiphendula ngeanswer ukuthi mina lo Mjiyako lakaze ngimbona ngavele mangizothi ngena kusukuma abantu ababili bekhuluma ngizothi ubani ummeli la ngaphela akekho umuntu engimbuka straight ubani umuntu engikhulumela funa inkosi enkantolo akaze confirm ke ukuthi lo muntu uyamazi yini na.
Because my Lord, when there's two people standing and addressing the court, which one will I say is my attorney, as I never even saw the Mjiyako gentleman eye to eye. He never even came to me.
So are you now changing your initial version that now you are inside the courtroom?
Manje usuyagoquka manje usewuthi usewungenile phakathi enkantolo.
Kosenkantolo ngiyathemba lapho mangifela ngithanga sawakhumbula amalanga mina ngangena ngoba kwesikhathi ngangifika kufaka i-danger tape kosenkantolo.
My Lord, I believe I did mention here in court that there are days when I went in court and some days I could not go in as the court was cordoned off.
Okay, but do you listen to the proceedings of the 9th of February, and what you're explaining today is two different scenarios. Do you agree with me?
Kodwa usanda kulalela angisho laphayana lezinto besikade zikhulunywa nge-9 zika February nalento ewuyisho manje uthi umshushisi izinto ezimbini ezihlukile.
Kosenkantolo ngiyathemba mina mawungibuza umbuzo ngiphendula lokho ngibuza khona ngoba nommeli wami wayengilida. Ingakho ngithi noMjiyako angizange ngimbona. Ngeke ukuthi ngasuka umuntu kanosuma ngingazi ukuthi ubani kahle kahle kwenzakalani la bese kuthiwa futhi phuma uhambe same time.
My Lord, I believe when I am being asked a question, I respond to whatever question, as even my defense counsel was leading me, and I responded. So on that particular day, there were two people that stood and spoke, and I do not know who Mjiyako was.
ingakho ngithi nankosenkantolo ngimbona ngoba lapha ngiphambi kwakho nkosenkantolo ngibuzile ngabameli la ukuthi uyamazi baba uRamsepelo uyamazi baba uNgozini ngasukuma ngama kaDebe lo waseRustenburg kwenziwa yena ukuthi angangibuzi yena.
Therefore, my Lord, that is why I am saying I do not know him, because before this court, I was asked if I knew Mr. Ramsipidi or Mr. Mngomezulu, and I stood up and confirmed that indeed I know them. Why was I not asked in Rustenburg?
So why did you not explain when counsel was leading you that you saw two people who did not know how to distinguish between the prosecutor as well as the defense counsel?
Uthi-ke umshushisi kungani ungazange uchaze ngalesikhathi ummeli wakho ezebe ekubuza imibuzo ngazo i9 ukuthi mina ngibone abantu abamini abekade bemile, omunye ubekade eme kufana njengomshushisi, omunye umile angimazi naye, manje ngemva kwalokho bathi mina ngihambe. Uthi ungani ungayichazanga leyo ndaba leyo?
Nkosenkantolo ngiyathemba ukuthi lento ngibuza ngomshushisi kusayita yodwa le ngiphendulayo.
My Lord, I believe what I am being asked by the state, it's still the same which I have answered.
Okay, let's start. On the 13th of July 2020, did you walk into the courtroom?
Uthi umshushisi asiqale phansi. Ngeyi-13 zikaJuly 2020 uye wangena na enkantolo phakathi egumbini lesenkantolo?
Yebo ngizosho njalo nkosenkantolo ngithi yaba ngishitha amalanga ngisawakhumbule ngangena ngawo nengangena ngawo.
Yes, my Lord, I would say that I did go inside, as I have previously mentioned that I cannot remember the days in which I went into the courtroom and the days which I did not go into the courtroom.
Do you dispute that Mr. Mjiyako was present as well at court?
Wena uyaphika ukuthi umnumzana uMjiyako wayekade ekhona enkantolo?
Ukube weza kwinkosenkantolo bangitshela ukuthi ngikhona, hayi ngabe ngithi yebo.
If he would have came to me and informed me that he was present, I would say yes.
No magistrate ube wangibuza ukuthi nguye nommeli wakho lo, ngabe ngithi hayi mhlambe phambi kwesenkantolo ngabe ngithi yebo futhi.
And if the magistrate who said on that day would have asked me if that was my defense counsel, I would be answering yes.
Manje akaze ngidibana nalo mbuzo kwesenkantolo.
However, I never met such questions, my Lord.
But the record states otherwise, indicates that Mr. Mjiyako was present and even addressed the court on the date in question.
Kodwa lamaphepha lawa ayikuthi amaphepha walezinto ezikhulunywe eRustenburg wona abonisa into ehlukile, ngoba lamaphepha abonisa nokuthi umnumzana uMjiyako waphakama ekhuluma nenkantolo.
Nkosenkantolo ngiphinda. Nkosenkantolo lapha eRustenburg mangena ngemoto nosatsheni mhali. Ngangahambi ngiyongena ngalo ngena ngakhona izibosha nje ngibona khona jika ama-truck ngala. Ngangena ngomnyango lo wawungena lapho. Mangena ngiqhamuka kuyo magistrate. Mangithi ngene emnyango ngisamile la umuntu ebesukuma ekhuluma efake imask, ngizothi ubani lo muntu efake nama-dimas ngingambona neface yakhe, ngizothi ubani lo muntu lo nkosenkantolo.
My Lord, I would repeat. My Lord, I was not going through the same entrance like all the other suspects or prisoners. I used to go into an entrance that would lead me directly into the courthouse, the courtroom, wherein I would appear just in front of the magistrate. And upon my arrival, there was a person who was wearing a mask with sunglasses, and I did not see who that person was, and that person was speaking. Who would I identify the person as?
Ngoba inkosenkantolo kube mhlambe la kubhalwe isikhathi engangena ngaso ngiphuma into ayenzeka ngespeed. Ebizobona nathi kufanele ngiphendule ngale athi ngiphendula ngoba namanje ngisame ngaphambi kwenkosenkantolo nje.
Because my Lord, if on these records time was showing, then the court would be able to see the time which I went into court and exited the court.
this record indicates time that these proceedings started at 10:49 until 11:03. That's when the court was adjourned.
Uthi umshushisi lana kuyabonisa isikhathi ukuthi kuqalwe ngo-10:49 mizuzu eyishumi nanye ngaphambi kwehora leshumi nane, bese kuthi inkantolo yona-ke kuqedwe ngemizuzu emithathu ngemva kwehora leshumi nane. 10:49 to 11:03, is that what you said, Mr.
Yes, on page,
as the court
page
pleases?
6.
Yes. Uthi-ke isikhathi sona leso ekuthi kwakade ku-10 to 11.
And Mr. Mjiyako,
isikhathi lesinkosi enkantolo isikhathi sokuprinta amaphepha lesikhathi sokukhuluma mina ngena lapha phakathi phambi kwenkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, is this the time when the documents were printed, or this is the time when I appeared in court?
this is the time you appeared in court.
Uthi
Between
isikhathi
those times.
lesi ekuthi wena uvele ngaso enkantolo, ukuthi kungayenzeka ukuthi ungene ngo-10 to 11 waphuma ngo-3 minutes past 11.
Cha ngivumelani naso nkosi enkantolo mina ngangena speed ngaphuma ngespeed lapha nkosi enkantolo.
I dispute that time, my Lord, as I quickly went into court and quickly exited the courtroom.
And the prosecutor said, Your Worship, Mr. Ntanzi, rather Mr. Mjiyako, informed me that he has got an application to make beforehand, and the court said, okay, let us hear.
Uthi-ke umshushisi uye wathi inkosi yenkantolo umnumzana Ntanzi cha umnumzana Mjiyako ungitshele ukuthi unesicelo afisa ukusiyenza ngaphambi kokuthi singaqhubeka, bese inkantolo yathi asizweke leso sicelo.
And then Mr. Mjiyako said, as the court pleases, and then the court said, just speaking to one of the microphones, please, thank you.
Umnumzana Mjiyako-ke wasukuma wathi njengoba inkantolo ingivumela, bese umantshi wathi khulumela ngakomunye wemibhobho.
And Mr. Mjiyako said, as the court pleases, Your Worship, the matter we are prepared to apply for bail. However, there are discussions that are still happening with the investigating officer. I have been informed that there are other potential charges that the state is considering putting on my client. However, we are discussing, and such discussion will definitely have an impact on this current matter. As such, we will wish to apply for the matter to be postponed for the first week of August.
Bese-ke umnumzana Mjiyako yena uye wathi ngiyabonga njengoba inkosi yenkantolo ingivumela. Inkosi yenkantolo njengoba sisazilungiselela ukufaka isicelo sokukhishwa ngebheyili, kodwa silibele siyezwa uma sikhuluma namaphoyisa aphethe lelicala ukuthi kunamanye amacala ukuthi ingathi bazimisela ukuthi bangahle bathwese umsolwa, kodwa thina njengoba sisakhulumisana nabo, thina lokho kungahle kwenze ukuthi lelicala leli esifaka isicelo sakhona kungahle kube nezinto ezijikayo, bese thina-ke siyacela-ke ukuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva kwiviki lokuqala lika-August.
What is your comment?
Wena uthini ngalokho?
Nkosi enkantolo hayi mina ayangikhumbuli nkosi enkantolo baba Mjiyako ngendaba yebhayili.
My Lord, I do not remember Mr. Mjiyako informing me with regards to bail.
Angikhumbuli serious nkosi enkantolo.
I seriously do not remember.
Is that all?
Yiko kodwa lokho?
Njengoba ngisho nkosi enkantolo ukuthi angikhumbuli phela ngangizojabula ngaphela ngamhlamba ngaphuma ngebhayili mina.
As I am saying, my Lord, that I do not remember, I was going to be happy. Perhaps I would have been granted bail.
And the court wanted to know which dates, and then Mr. Mjiyako said any date, first week of August, Your Worship.
Bese umantshi wabuza ukhuluma ngayiphi date. Umnumzana Mjiyako waphendula wathi noma yiphi i-date evikini lokuqala lika-August. Nkosi yenkantolo.
Yebo.
Yes.
You see, even in this address, Mr. Mjiyako even referred you as my client.
Uyabona nakhona la umnumzana Mjiyako uma elibele ekhuluma ukhuluma ethi umuntu ongimele.
And then on page 6, Mr. Mjiyako said any date first week of August, Your Worship. 3 August, Your Worship.
Umnumzana Mjiyako ke yena wathi noma yipi i-date kwiviki lokuqala lika August noma yipi inkantolo bese umnumzana Mjiyako yena wathi akube yi-3 zika August. Yes, I hear that.
And then when you go down the page, on page 6, Mr. Mjiyako again said that is correct, Your Worship. And then lastly said he requested to be excused by the court, still on page 6.
Bese ke umnumzana Mjiyako ke yena wathi yebo lokho ngiyakuvuma nkosi yenkantolo bese yena umnumzana Mjiyako wacela ukuthi angakhululeka enkantolo.
And the matter was postponed to the 3rd of August.
Icala lona lahlethiselwa emuva lihlethiselwa i-3 zika August 2020. Yes.
Yes. So, what you explained earlier, that Mr. Mjiyako was not present, cannot be correct.
Logo owena ukushoyo noma logo okushilo esikhathini esidlulile ukuthi umnumzana Mjiyako wayekade engekho uthi umshushisi akusilona iqiniso.
Namanje ngiyaphinda Nkosi enkantolo manje lokho ngimila ngaleli gama ngathi Nkosi enkantolo mangena la phambi kwakho uzongibuza ukuthi ummeli uyasukuma akhuluma akuchazela ukuthi hayi ummeli ubani njengoba bahlale beza nalawe yena wayengangitshena angakusumanga akhulume magistrate angibuza ukuthi lo muntu lona ngiyavumelana nalezi ayikhulumayo ayikho i-answer angayibuza umagistrate ngoba namanje bangakhuluma nenkosi enkantolo ngangibuza sila sithi Ntanzi uyamuza ummeli wakho uthini ngithi yebo ngiyamuza ngiyavuma.
My Lord, I am still repeating that even when I am to appear before this court, the court would ask me, as soon as there is a defense counsel that is standing and claiming to represent me, is this my defense attorney? And in Rustenburg, I was not asked, as the court did not ask me if I do hear or do I confirm what the defense attorney was saying.
And the proceedings of the 17th of August 2020, Mr. Mjiyako was not at court.
On what page?
On page 16. 16. 17 August 2020, page 16.
Page 16. We are on page 16. Uthi umshushisi ngalelo langa i-17 zika August umnumzana Mjiyako wayekade engekho enkantolo.
You were present at court, however, Mr. Mjiyako was not present.
Uthi wena wawukade ukhona enkantolo kodwa umnumzana Mjiyako engekho.
And the matter is postponed for attorney.
Icala lahlethiselwa emuva lihlethiselwa ukuthi ummeli wakho azoba khona. Yes, I hear that.
And then here there was a typing error. It was supposed to say 20 August 2020. There was an appearance there.
Bese ikuthi ke lana kube kade kwamele kuthi 20 August 2020.
Previously, Mr. Mjiyako was not at court.
Esikhathini esidlulile umnumzana Mjiyako wayekade engekho enkantolo.
And then he appears now on the 20th of August 2020.
Manje ke kulayo ukuthi yena uba khona ke nge-20 zika August 2020.
Somehow the message should have gotten to him that the matter was postponed on the 20th of August 2020.
Ekuchaza ukuthi kwamele ukuthi umlayezo ufikile kuye umnumzana Mjiyako ukuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva lihlethiselwe i-20 zika August 2020.
What is your comment?
Khona into ongathanda ukuyiphawula ngalokho?
Angeke ngiphawule Nkosi enkantolo manje ngishithi nama-date asekhotha sehlabana ngisawakhumbula.
There is nothing that I would comment on, as I have previously stated that the court dates of Tlhabane, I do not recall them.
And then the prosecutor, our quotes from page 22, 20 August 2020. Prosecutors, the court pleases your worship, this will be case A171 of 2020, State versus Bongani Ntanzi.
Uthi-ke naku umshushisi uye washo ukuthi ngiyabonga Nkosi enkantolo njengoba ngivumela icala leli cala i-case number yakhona u-A171 2020 icala ekuthi bekade umshushisi ebhekene ubushushisi bubhekene noBongani Ntanzi.
Mr. Ntanzi is represented by Mr. Mjiyako and the matter was remanded for him, your worship, and a possible bail application.
Umnumzana Ntanzi umelwe umnumzana Mjiyako ekuthi icala liye lahlethiselwa emuva Nkosi yenkantolo ukuthi bazofaka isicelo sokukhishwa ngebheyili.
My learned friend Mr. Mjiyako would like to address the court as the court pleases.
Ummeli uthi yena angacela ukukhuluma nenkantolo.
And the court said, Mr. Mjiyako, this is what he has to say on that day.
Inkantolo ke yona yathi mnumzana Mjiyako ke wakhuluma lamazwi alandelayo.
As the court pleases, your worship, I apologize this morning for arriving late. Your worship, I have received instruction from Mr. Ntanzi that he wishes to abandon his bail application.
Bese ke mnumzana Mjiyako yena waphakama wathi ngiyabonga Nkosi yenkantolo ngicela ukufisa ngokuthi ngixolise ngokufika ngemva kwesikhathi bese mina Nkosi yenkantolo umnumzane Ntanzi ungitshele ukuthi yena ufisa ukuthi ayeke lesicelo sokufaka ibail.
Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord.
Lento ekhulunywa la ngiqala ukuzwa ukuthi mina ngathi angifuni ibail la uthi ngifunela ibail eRustenburg Nkosi enkantolo.
What has been mentioned here, it's my first time hearing it that I did not want bail or there was a possible bail application in Rustenburg.
Kangaya kanjani Nkosi enkantolo ibail ngazi ukuthi mangiphuma mhlawumbe ngizobuyela lapha ngisebenza khona ngiqhubeka nokusupport abazali bami.
How would I leave an opportunity to be granted bail or apply for bail, whereas I knew that if I were to be granted bail, I would possibly go back to work and maintain my family?
Okunye Nkosi enkantolo iphi answer ka-magistrate lapha ngibuza khona ukuthi mina ngiyasihoxisa ngempela nesicelo sebail ngoba phela ngibuze nako ukuze ngikwazi ukuphendula why ingaveli answer yakhe la.
And my lord, where is the answer which the magistrate asked me on whether am I indeed abandoning bail, because it is also supposed to be on this transcript.
Manje mina Nkosi enkantolo ngiyaqala lokhu ukuzwa nqa ukuthi ngenqaba ibail Nkosi enkantolo.
And my lord, it's my first time hearing that I refused or I abandoned a bail application.
And then the court went further on to say yes, and Mr. Mjiyako said, pending the negotiation with the state on various other matters, your worship.
Uthi inkantolo yona yathi yebo nani futhi mnumzane Mjiyako yena wathi kusakhulunyisanwa phakathi kombuso ngezinye iindaba Nkosi yenkantolo.
Nkosi enkantolo namanje ngiyasho mina uMjiyako azange ngaxhumana naye mina.
My lord, I still maintain that I never had contact with Mjiyako.
Akazaza yenze lento enziwa ngabameli ukuthi befike imejele kuthiwa bezokhuluma nami bengibonisa amaphepha bengitshene bengibuza into ezenzeka azange ngixhumane noMjiyako.
He has never done what the other defense counsel has been doing to me, coming to prison and consulting with me and showing me some documents. He has never done that.
Ukube mhlambe Nkosi enkantolo ufikile la washo ukuthi wayethunywa ubani wefamily mhlambe lo wefamily lami ukuthi bengamfanele uzongitshela ngathi lo muntu omletheke mawuthaka azothini.
Perhaps if he would have stated who had sent him from my family, then I would have maybe contacted that family member and asked, who is this particular person and what is this person here to do?
Was he present at court on this date?
Ubekade ekhona kodwa enkantolo ngalelo langa.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba ngithanda amadate angisawakhumbuli Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord, I believe I have mentioned that I do not remember the dates.
So did he dispute this document when it indicates that he was present at court and even addressed the court?
Kodwa leli phepha uphikisana nalo na uma lona lithi umjiyakho wayekade ekhona futhi waphakama ekhuluma nenkantolo.
Kosenkantolo angisho ukuthi mina umjiyakho wayengekho wayekhona. Bengiphendula i-answer nothing. Azange ngathi kosenkantolo mina ngizothiwa mina ngithi angifuna ibail. Kana magistrate kufela ngibuza ukuthi iqiniso into angifuna ibail ngiphakamisa isandla ngithi kosenkantolo ngivumelana nalo nto leyo.
My lord,
Ngangizojabula kosenkantolo ngazi ukuthi ngibele emsebenzini futhi. Ngangizojabula kakhulu kosenkantolo.
my lord, I did not say whether Mr. Mjiyakho was present or not. I was just responding to the question as I am being asked, and I was actually going to be happy, knowing that when I'm granted bail, I'm going back to work.
Respond to the question, was he present or not present?
Uthi ke umshushisi uphendule umbuzo wakhe. Umjiyakho wayekade ekhona noma wayekade engekho enkantolo.
Kosenkantolo angeke ngithi wayekhona ngeke ngithi wayengekho ngoba wayengezi kimi noma iqala seliphelile inkosenkantolo mayeguqa uphuma njengoba nawe uphuma ngenkosenkantolo ngomnyango ubaba uMgomezulu uyeza ke mangitshele noba busipho ukuthi kusasa sihamba ngayiphi indlela so yena kezanga ke mso ngizothi umuntu ukhona noma akekho.
My lord, I would not say whether was he present or not because he never approached me, as even when the court adjourned, and like Mr. Ramsipidi and Mr. Mgomezulu would do, coming and approaching me and informing me of the proceedings for the next day. But he never came to me.
And then Mr. Mjiyakho further addressed the court as follows. And pending the negotiations with the state on various other matters, Your Worship.
Yena ke umnumzana uMjiyakho washo ke ukuthi inkosi yenkantolo kusanengxoxo ezikhona phakathi komshushisi nathi ngezinye iindaba.
What is your comment?
Wena uPaul uthini ngalokho?
Kosenkantolo namanje mina ngithi lokho kwakhulunywa la angihambisana nakho ngoba wayena mjiyakho ayetshena ngubani ukuthi ngineqala eRustenburg.
My lord, I differ with what is being said here. Who had informed Mr. Mjiyakho that I had a matter in Rustenburg?
Ngoba kwalona lele ngiphambi kwalo phambi kwaNkosenkantolo wayetshena ubani anokuthi ngibani wayetshena ukuthi ngiboshiwe ngibani wayemtshenile.
Because even this current matter, my lord, who had informed him about this current matter?
That's where we're getting.
Uthi siyalapho.
And that's precisely the point we're getting to. Who informed him?
Futhi siyakulo lolo daba lokuthi ubekade etshelwe ubani.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a person that he calls this client.
Uthi utshelwe yilo muntu ambiza athi umuntu ammele.
Iphutha leNkosenkantolo.
That is a lie, my lord.
The person happens to be with him at.
Except for the fact that I'm an officer of the court and I'm here to follow the proceedings. The state is insinuating to Mr. Ntanzi there that Mr. Mjiyakho was called by the person who he calls his client. In the context of what is happening here, it is Mr. Ntanzi who appears to be Mr. Mjiyakho's client. Where does the state get that information from?
Is that oh, it's still going on.
I'm done, my lord.
Oh,
Actually, I'm pausing.
Yes, Mrs. Bande.
I'm saying exactly what Mr. Mnis is saying to the accused person. I want to know because here he even said my client on the proceedings of the 13th of July 2020. So I'm trying to get to that. How?
As it please the court, my lord, I think there is something that the state is missing here, and I feel legally and morally obliged to assist. The purpose of a cross-examination is not to trick a witness. The purpose of a cross-examination is to assist the court to come to a just and equitable finding. It does not help the court for a cross-examiner to trick a witness in order to get into a particular point. This witness has consistently been saying, at no point was Mr. Mjiyakho introduced to me by the court. Whether Mr. Mjiyakho is saying, this is my client, oh, this is not my client, that information did not filter down to this witness. This witness consistently say, I never know Mr. Mjiyako, nor even the court said, Mr. Ntanzi, do you confirm Mr. Mjiyako to be your attorney? So that everything comes from this witness. So to come and say that Mr. Mjiyako says, when he addresses the court, he says, my client tells me this, my client tells me this, it's a different story, my lord.
Yes, Mrs. Bande.
As the court pleases, my lord, I am going according to the records. As I read the record and then I'm asking questions. That's what I'm merely doing. I'm not trying to trick the witness.
You're not playing tricks with the witness.
No, I'm not doing that.
Mr. Mlisi, he says he's reading the record.
Yes,
Mr. Sebande.
Thank you, my lord. But the state again, as an officer of the court, need to contextualize the answers that are coming from the witness. The witness has consistently been saying, even the court himself, never verified with me whether I am Mr. Mjiyako's client. And that is the procedure, my lord. So if then the state says, Mr. Mjiyako, when he says that this is my client, without the court having verified that information with this client, it's a gross misrepresentation of fact for the state, therefore, to come up and say the client that Mr. Mjiyako was representing is this client, if that information does not come from him. Client and an attorney relationship is based on the relationship of agency and the principal. This is the principal. The principal says, this is my agent, this is my attorney. He comes here and say, I do not know this person. The state keeps on saying, you are this client. Where does he get that information from? Because the principal says, I do not know this person. Otherwise, we're wasting time with this kind of a cross-examination, my lord. From where I'm standing, I am saying the state, if there's a case that he has made, a point that he's made, he'll better have to argue that point at the end of it all.
Yes, Mr. Sebande.
As the court pleases, my lord was trying to elicit information from the witness, and then he was there. He can comment. If he cannot comment, then we'll move on.
Yeah, just proceed. You can argue the point.
Okay, the matter was eventually postponed to the 3rd of August 2020, and then you were not at court. We'll not look at that appearance.
Bese ityala lona lahletselwa emuva lihletselwa i-3 zika August 2020 la ukuthi bokade ungekho enkantolo leyo ngeke sibheke.
Mr. Mjiyako also indicated that they were pending negotiations with the state. Do you know anything about that?
Umnumzana Mjiyako la uthe kuneyingxoxo ebezikade zikhona phakathi kombuso nani nje ngawe naye uMjiyako njengoba uthi bekade ekumele. Uyazi ukuthi eziphi ingxoxo akhuluma ngazo?
Angizazi kusenkantolo ngikhulumela iphutha futhi.
I do not know, my lord, those negotiations. He is lying.
And the matter was postponed. Okay, Mr. Mjiyako confirmed the date, and the matter was postponed to 5 October.
Bese ke umnumzana uMjiyako ke wavuma ilanga lelo icala lahlethiselwa i-5 zika October.
And then the proceedings of the 5th of October 2020 are not in this record. It's noted that there is no power as per Exhibit RR.
Lokho bekade kukhulunywa nge-5 zika October akukho la ngenxa yokuthi kubhaliwe ukuthi kwakade kungena gesi ngalelo langa.
And then there was an appearance on the 27th of October 2020.
On which page?
It's on page 27.
Page 27. Kuthiwa ke kuye kwaba nokuthi uvele enkantolo nge-27 zika October 2020.
And then both yourself and Mr. Mjiyako were not present in court.
wena nomnumzane Mjiyako nanikade ningekho.
And then there was an appearance as per Exhibit EE in Boksburg Magistrate Court.
Kwaba ke nokuthi nivele ukuya ngobufakazi buka EE nivele eBoksburg enkantolo.
And the record for that particular appearance is EE1.
Ubufakazi buka EE1 bukhona obusetshenzisiwe.
And on I will start on page 2. The court on line 20 indicated that court, thank you, Mr. Mjiyako. Do you confirm your appearance on behalf of accused number 2? And Mr. Mjiyako said, yes, Your Worship, I do confirm. I apologize for not introducing myself. This morning I introduced myself to a wrong magistrate.
Uthi yena ke ngalelo langa umnumzane Mjiyako waya ke ku ekhona wayekade ekhona ke enkantolo. Inkantolo yathi mnumzane Mjiyako uyavuma ukuthi wena umele ummangalelwa. Mnumzane Mjiyako wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo ngiyavuma ukuthi ngimele umsolwa. Ngiyaxolisa nokuthi ngingezi kuwe ukuzozazisa ngiye kubantshi okungasi uyena waleli cala.
What is your comment?
Wena uPaula uthini? My lord, that is what Mjiyako said, not Ntanzi.
Was Mr. Mjiyako present at Boksburg on the 27th of October 2020?
Wayekade ekhona eBoksburg nge-27 zika October 2020 Mjiyako?
Kuleli cala esiphambi kwalo njengamanje.
Yes. Uthi yebo kulo leli cala.
Yebo wayekhona Nkosi yenkantolo.
Yes, my lord, he was present.
Was it still the same person that you saw at Tlhabane Magistrate Court?
Kwakade kuwuye lo muntu lobo kade umbone enkantolo yaseTlhabane.
Ngisho Nkosi yenkantolo angikwazi ukuqaphela umuntu mina umuntu mayefaka imakhe ehlala efaka izibuko ngizombona yala efaka amadimasi ukuthi nguya usuyena.
Unfortunately, my lord, I was not able to recognize the person as he was wearing a mask and sunglasses. How was I going to identify that this is the same person?
And then after that appearance at Boksburg Magistrate, we go back to Exhibit RR1.
Ngemva lapho kubuyelwa ke kubufakazi buka RR1.
And I'll read it's on page 32.
Tike uzofunda into
What the prosecutor says, as the court pleases Your Worship, that case number A171 of 20 on 11 November 2020, Mr. Ntazi is represented by Mr. Mjiyako. The matter was remanded to day for further investigations and case docket. Your Worship, our agreement will request that this matter be remanded until 26 November 2020 for the outcome of the representation which the defense has submitted to the National Director of Public Prosecutions.
Umshushisi ke ngalelo langa uye wasukuma wathi Nkosi yenkantolo ngiyabonga njengoba kuyi-11 zika November namuhla umnumzane Ntanzi yena umelwe umnumzane Mjiyako icala lihlehliselwe ukuthi kusaphenywa futhi icala kwamele kulethwe nedokodo la ukuthi Nkosi yenkantolo kusaqhubeka ukuthi kunemvumelwano eyenziwe yokuthi icala libuyiselwe emuva ukufikela i-26 zika November 2020 ukuthi sizothola isinqumo esibuya kubaphathi babashushisi.
And continues to read, that is the earliest date we are having, Your Worship, considering that Mr. Ntanzi here will be appearing on 27, and then there was an interruption at Boksburg Magistrate. Your Worship, thus would like to first deal with the matter prior to that, his appearance.
Bese ke uye washo ke waqhubeka umshushisi ukuthi umnumzane Ntanzi kunelinye icala ukuthi uvela ngalo nge-27 bese kunala uye wathikaziseka khona waqhubeka ethi uvela ekuyicala elase Boksburg la ukuthi wena ufisa ukuthi uye kulelo cala ngaphambi kokuthi kungaxoxwa leli cala.
And then the court said, okay, Mr. Mjiyako, do you confirm the date? Mr. Mjiyako, I confirm the arrangement, I confirm the date.
Bese inkantolo yabuza ke umantshi wabuza ke umnumzana Mjiyako ukuthi uyakuvuma lokho, uyalivuma naleyo date. Umnumzana Mjiyako wasukuma wathi yebo.
What is on the record as I'm listening? Is he not saying Mr. Ntanzi says? I mean that the magistrate. Just read what the magistrate says. I'm just listening. Yes, you read it because he.
Court, okay, Mr. Mjiyako, do you confirm the date?
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Mjiyako, I confirm the arrangement, I confirm the date.
Okay, fine. Sorry about that.
As the court pleases, my lord.
Mjiyako, yeah, fine.
Uthi ke inkantolo yathi umnumzana Mjiyako uyakuvuma lokho. Nalelanga umnumzana Mjiyako yena wasukuma wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo ngiyavuma njengoba sekushiwo futhi ngiyavuma nalelanga elise liphawuliwe.
What is your comment?
Uphawula uthini ngalokho?
Nkosi yenkantolo mina ayikho into engayiphendula manje ngisazibuza phambi kwenkosi yenkantolo ukuthi lo muntu lo zonke lezi ndlela ayihamba wayethunywe ngubani?
My lord, there is nothing that I can comment on because I am still asking myself, even all these trips when he was going to and fro, who had sent him?
Ngubani wayemtshela ukuthi date songenkantolo bani ngoba lo muntu awengafiki kimnkosi yenkantolo sizokhuluma?
Who was informing this particular person with regards to the date, because he never came to me and consult with me. I would still like to know to date.
And then before we go back to Exhibit RR on Exhibit EE2,
uthi ngaphambi kokuthi siqhubeke lana usafunda lo bufakazi obunye.
Page 1 of Exhibit EE2, paragraph 10. The appearances are as follows. The presiding officer, Mr. Havenga, appear for the state, Mr. G.D. Baloyi. The interpreters, Ms. Mabena. Mr. Sibi, accused 1, appears in person. Mr. Mjiyako is on record for accused number 2. Mr. Ntanzi.
Bese ke kuye kwashiwo ukuthi kumantshi kwakade kubani bese umshushisi kwakade kuBaloyi uToliki kwakade kuMabena umsola wokuqala ubekade ezimele umsola wesibini uNtanzi.
Yebo.
Any comments?
Ikhona into ongayiphawula lapho?
Ayikho into engayiphawula nkosi yenkantolo.
No comment, my lord.
And then there was an application that was brought by the media houses. I will not dwell much on that one.
Kuyokwaba nesicelo esafakwa ilaba amaphepha kodwa umshushisi uthi yena ngeke akhulume ngakho lokho.
And this document confirms that Mr. Mjiyako was at court in that particular day.
Le ncwadi iyabonisa ukuthi umnumzana Mjiyako wayekade ekhona futhi enkantolo ngalelo langa.
Are
you referring to the Boksburg date or the Tlhabane date?
Boksburg, 27 November 2020.
Uthi eBoksburg ngey 27 zika November 2020. I did not dispute that in court, my lord.
And then now let's go back to Exhibit RR, the proceedings at Tlhabane.
Siqhubeke sibuyele la eTlhabane.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the proceeding starts as court accused. Do you confirm that you have terminated the instructions of Mr. And then there was a disturbance there.
Will you please refer me to the page?
Page 36.
36.
36, yes.
Uthi ke naku kuyaqalwa ke inkantolo iyasho ukuthi umsolwa uyavuma ukuthi wena usewuhoxisile bese lana kuye kwaba nokuthi kuthikaziseke wena. What has the accused terminated?
Instructions to Mr. And then there was a disturbance in the recording.
kuthiwa usohoxisile inkulumo noma ukuthi umelwe umnumzana bese la akusazwakalanga kahle ukuthi bekade kuthiwa umnumzana bani.
Kwakuyiphi idate leyo Nkosenkantolo? Ngicela ngikhumbuze ngamadate ukuze ngizokhona ukuphendula inkulumo nami.
May you please refer me to a date so that I would be able to respond.
22nd of January 2021.
Uthi i-date kwakuyi 22 zika January 2021.
Yebo.
Yes.
What can you comment?
Ungaphawula uthini?
Yebo Nkosenkantolo, ngisakhumbula ukuthi yona nivele date leyo ngatshela Nkosenkantolo ukuthi angimfuni lo muntu lo.
Yes, my lord, I do not remember if is this the particular date when I informed the court that I did not want this particular person.
Yes, from Exhibit RR now, it says, I'm trying to figure out what does it say. Accused appears on digitally recorded. Ms. Chia informs court that accused terminated instructions and wishes to withdraw as an attorney of record.
Kuthiwa ke kubufakazi obunye laphayana kubhaliwe ukuthi umsolwa uthi yena akasakhulumelwi yilo mmeli othize eyikuthi yena uthe lo bekade emkhulumela enkantolo.
Nkosenkantolo, khapha ngifuna ucacisela kakhona nguye wasiphumela noma uthi yimi engamxoshayo?
My lord, I would like clarity. Is it saying he had terminated his services or I terminated his services, my lord?
From Exhibit RR, let me read Exhibit RR so that it can be interpreted to you, because Exhibit RR1, it just starts with the court now making a remark, but this one, this is what it says.
Uthi uzokufundela le ukuthi iyasho laphayana ngoba la ivele iqala ngokuthi umantshi useka yakhuluma laphayana ithi.
Ms. Chia informs court that accused terminated instructions and wishes to withdraw as attorney of record.
Umama uChiya utshela inkantolo ukuthi umsolwa uthi yena akasafuna ukuthi amelwe yilo mmeli.
What is your comment?
Uphawula uthini ngalokho?
Nkosenkantolo, ngithi mina yimi engamxosha akasixoshanga yena, yimi engamxosha ngaphakamisa isandla ngamxosha mina.
My lord, I am saying I am the one that rose my hand and terminated his services.
Is it a his or a hers?
Uthi yini umuntu wesilisa
No,
noma
I'm
umuntu wesifazane?
asking the person who's reading the record.
Ms. Chia.
Yeah, it's not referring to a man. How you say on the record? Miss Chia.
As the
Yes, I
court
said
says.
Ms. Chia.
Because I hear the accused saying he is the one who fired him. So
Manje.
it's a miss.
A miss.
Okay.
Kukhulunywa ngomuntu wesifazane umama uChiya.
Yebo Nkosenkantolo, wasukuma enkantolo wathi uzama ukukhuluma efaka igama lami Jiya kase ngiphakamisa isandla ke ngathi Nkosenkantolo, ngicela ningixoshele lo mama lo mina.
Yes, my lord, she tried to raise and inform the court with regards to Mr. Mjiako, and I rose my hand and said, can the court please remove this particular woman?
Yes, so now reading from the record, Exhibit RR1, the court started where you left off. Court accused, you confirm that you have terminated the instructions to Mr. and accused, it is so, your worship. Court, so going forward, what are you intending to do?
Bese ke lana kula inkantolo ibekade ibuza ukuthi uyavuma wena ukuthi usumhoxisile umnumzana bese kwaba nalo kuyakuthikaziseka wena waqhubeka wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo bese ke inkantolo iyabuza ukuthi manje ukuqhubeka wena uzimisele ukwenza njani uma siqhubeka.
Yebo.
Yes.
Is that what really happened on the day in question?
Into eyenzakele ngalelo langa.
ngelanga lela ngaxosha ngalo mama la ngasho ukuthi ngicela benginikeze iloya lapho phambi kwesenkantolo.
Yes, my lord, on the date when I terminated the services of that lady, I did mention that I would request the court to give me an attorney.
And then Exhibit EE3 on page 1. In line 11. Mr. Mjiako is now appearing for accused 2, but he has now an intention to withdraw on behalf of accused 2, and he has written a letter that we beg leave to hand up.
Bese kubufakazi buka EE3 umnumzana Mjiako kuthiwa yena bese sekamele umsolo wesibini kodwa uzimisele ukuthi ahoxe njengommeli wakamsolo wesibini futhi unencwadi eyikuthi ubekade eyibhalile ecela ukuthi leyo ncwadi yamukelwe yinkantolo.
And then the letter was read in court.
Incwadi le iye yafundwa enkantolo.
Kosenkantolo lokukhunywa ngumshushisi mhlambe ekhuluma kiphi kodwa yaseRustenburg leBosberg fela ngicacisele umshushisi phambi kosenkantolo ukuze ngingazokulahleka.
My lord, can it please be clarified to me which court were we referring to? Is the state referring to the Boksburg court or Rustenburg court?
The Boksburg court, sir.
Uthi enkantolo yaseBoksburg.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, I hear that.
So, what is your comment on this withdrawal?
When uPaula uthini njengoba yena wayekade ehoxa njengommeli.
Kosenkantolo ngithi mina akasihoxelanga namanje yini engamxoshanga kosenkantolo uxosha umuntu nokuyihoxela kuhlukene kosenkantolo.
My lord, I am saying he did not withdraw his services. I terminated his service.
My lord, the letter has been read on record. I will not repeat what the letter says. It's been read on record.
Just read it, so that we don't have problems about a letter which was not read. Just read it.
Yeah, the letter starts with the letterheads of Mr. Mjiako, Attorneys Inc., the Director of Public Prosecutions, attention, Advocate G. Baloy, per email. I want to place the email on record. Date 3 March 2021. Dear says, R.E. State vs. Ntanzi for Sloraska 636 of 10/2014, paragraph 1. We confirm that we act on behalf of Mr. Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, who is accused number 2 in the above matter. Paragraph 2, immediately after the last court appearance, Mr. Ntanzi withdrew our mandate as his attorneys of record and opted to be represented by Legal Aid Board.
Uthi-ke kunencwadi leyana le ebhaliwe la ikuthi yasho ukuthi ngemva kokuthi icala lihlethiselwe emuva umnumzane Ntanzi yena wathi-ke ufisa ukuthi angasasisebenzisi njengabameli bakhe yena wazikhethela ukuthi amelwe abameli abe-Legal Aid Board laba abangakhokhela.
Kosenkantolo ngiyathemba ngoba angitolekela ubhodi la le answer le bakufanele bayicacise ukuthi yimi engimxoshile angathena uzihoxele.
My lord, I believe as it is being interpreted, he should have said that I am the one that terminated his services, not that he is withdrawing.
Ngoba nkosenkantolo ngoNovember eBosberg ngazama ukuphakamisa isandla ngifuna ukutshela inkosenkantolo into eyenziwa la muntu inkosenkantolo ayizange ngivumele ngisabathe ngenza iminwe so inkosenkantolo ayizange ngivumele eBosberg.
Because my lord, even in Boksburg court when I tried to inform the court that I have terminated the services, and I also tried doing my hands like this. The court did not allow me to do such, my lord.
Ingakho ngize ngathola uchance eRustenburg ukumxosha nje.
And that is when I got a chance in Rustenburg to terminate his services.
We also not been receiving financial instructions from Mr. Ntanzi.
Futhi yaqhubeka ithi bebalibele bangakhokhelwa umnumzana Ntanzi.
Kusenkantolo kusuka aqaleni wayekhokhela ubani?
From the beginning, my lord, who paid him?
Ubani wayemnika imali ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi uMakhokho engakamnika imali yakhe. Angeke uMakhokho support ingane zami aphinda support yena ngemali yaMakhokho kusenkantolo.
Because I know for sure that my grandmother was not going to give him her money. She wouldn't support my children and also pay the defense counsel.
Paragraph 4, Mr. D.N. Mjiyako, who has previously appeared on behalf of Mr. Ntanzi, is no longer with our firm and has joined the Cape Bar as a people advocate.
Futhi ke kuthiwa umnumzana Mjiyako, D.N. Mjiyako lo bekade esebenzela le nkampani yena akasekho nabo, yena usekasebenzela eKapa njengo advocate. Yes, I hear that.
Paragraph 5, I am mindful of our duty to formally inform the court about these developments and to withdraw as Mr. Ntanzi's attorneys of record. However, due to a family bereavement, I am unable to make it to court on Friday, 5 March 2021, and my other colleagues are out of the province.
Futhi ke mina ngiyazi ukuthi bekwamele ngize enkantolo ngizocebisa inkantolo ukuthi asisameli umnumzana Ntanzi njengoba ekuthi yena ubekade esehoqise ukuthi simmele, kodwa ngoba sinesifo ekhaya ngeke ngikwazi ukuthi mina ngifike enkantolo ngoLwesihlanu nge-5 sika March, futhi nalabo abanye engisebenza nabo baphumile abekho eGoli.
Paragraph 6, may I therefore humbly request your assistance in informing the court on our behalf about these developments and to request that our non-appearance be excused and our withdrawal of attendance record be confirmed.
Futhi ke mina ngiyafisa ukuthi ungidlulisele umlayezo ukuthi ukungezi kwethu enkantolo kube ukuthi kuyavunyelwa bese isicelo sethu sokuthi thina sihoxiswe njengabameli kuleli cala sivunywe leso sicelo futhi sibekwe nasenkantolo.
Paragraph 7, thanking you in advance for your kind assistance herein.
Bese ke kwi-paragraph yes7 kuthiwa ngiyakubonga njengoba ungakangiphenduli njengoba ngikuthumelele incwadi.
At the bottom of the page, there's a legal practice council number 18209, CIPC registration number 2017/149229/21.
Kubhaliwe ke ukuthi labameli laba bona bebakade beregistariwe futhi ne-registration number yabo nayi iyasho njengoba umshushisi ayisho.
And then VAT 4510284914.
Nentela futhi iyabayasho ukuthi bebakade bekhokhela intela nayi inombolo yabo yentela.
And then address 10/18th Street, Melville, Johannesburg.
Ikheli labo nalo lithi 10/8th Street, Melville, Johannesburg.
And then 2109 Tel.
Namafoni number ke nawo bayawasho.
+2711482235.
Now amafoni number ebawashoyo ukuthi 0114822325.
Email @mjiyako.com.
Email address ke nayo ithi info@mjiyako.com.
Website mjiyako.com.
Ne website ke iyasho ukuthi mjiyako.com.
Directors Dineo Chia, brackets managing director.
Bese ke abaphathi omunye wabo uDineo Chia kuthiwa uyena managing director umphathi ophethe laphayana.
LLB Limpopo.
Yena wafunda ke eLimpopo efundela ezobulungiswa.
Khatiso Mphahlele LLB Vets.
Kuno Khatiso Mphahlele naye wafundela ezobulungiswa eVets.
LLM Labor Law UP.
wafunda futhi nangomthetho wabasebenzi e-University of Pretoria.
Certificate in Labor Dispute Resolution, Stellenbosch.
Yena futhi ubenaso icertificate esokuxazulula amacala wabasebenzi wasithola eStellenbosch.
Senior Associate Ntokozo Mjiyako, LLB Vets.
Bese ke ukhona omunye ke uNtokozo Mjiyako wathola i-LLB laphayana eVets.
PDM Vets.
Futhi wafunda ne-PDM khona eVets.
Senior Consulting Attorney.
Ummeli omkhulu obekade kukhulunywa naye.
Melanie Naidu, BA Vets.
Umeleni Naidu ekuthi yena wathola i-BA eVets.
LLB Vets.
Wafundela futhi nabo ezobulungiswa eVets.
LLM Vets.
Ne-LLM wayifundela eVets.
Advanced Diploma in Banking, Bankers Institute of SA.
Wathola futhi ne-diploma banking.
Junior Consulting Attorney, Faith Hentley, LLB UNISA.
Kwakade kunomunye ongaphansi kwabo bonke uFaith Hentley oyikuthi wathola i-LLB yakhe e-UNISA.
And then there was page 1, page 2. The letter starts with the Mjiyako letterheads, and then it says yours sincerely, and then there's a signature, Mjiyako Attorneys Inc. DLG.
Bese ke ngala emuva kuyabonakala ukuthi kwasayina yena uDLG yalo muntu wesifazana.
And then the same details that I placed on record regarding page 1 at the bottom, Legal Practice Council number, CIPC registration number, VAT, address, email is still the same.
Bese nala logo kuyafana nalogo esifunde ngakwi-page yokuqala.
If you can comment. 22nd of June 22nd of January 2021. Now we are back at Rustenburg.
Uthi uma ungaphawula sibuyela laphayana kwi-22 zika January eRustenburg.
If you can give the court a comment, Ms. Chia that appeared, or the one who informed the court that the mandate has been terminated, is she still from the same firm as Mr. Mjiyako?
Lo mama uChia lo othe bona usuba hoxisile njengabameli bakho uyena lo okukhulunywa ngaye osebenzisana noMjiyako. I do not know her, my lord.
Okay. So now we're done with the documents. This question has got nothing to do with that document. So, Sergeant Mohane, who booked you in and out as the occurrence books and confirms the correctness of those entries, that you had no injuries, and you said in your own evidence he was good, he was even concerned, he even asked if you are okay, even at some stage stopped and said some words in Venek Yekilang Diamond.
Uthi ke uSergeant Mohane oye wabhala laphayana kule ncwadi yasesiphoyiseni ethi wena ulethwe kahle futhi awulimalanga, lo owena ubukade usho ukuthi akakushayanga futhi kwakade kuumuntu olungile, uye wagcina ekhuluma namazwi ethi yekelani Diamond.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo wakhuluma amazwi. Nkosi enkantolo angeke untate ubaba uMkhana abhalele ukhuzana Nkosi enkantolo. Abhala ukuthi ngishayelwe. Angabe ngiqala ngaye sephambi kwamaphoyisa onke lana abopha abantu.
Yes, my lord. He was a good man and he was not going to write that I was assaulted. It would have been the first amongst all the police officers.
Would he not have interfered or intervened if those entries were incorrect?
Yena umnumzana Mohane bengeke na khulume noma abatshele uma engabe lento ekuthi ibhaliwe yayikade kungasiqiniso.
magistrate akhulume
beyingeke na umkhane abatshele laba ababhalayo noma yena uma ebhala bengeke alungise lelo phutha ukuthi cha akusiqiniso lo muntu lo ushayiwe asibhaleni ukuthi lo muntu lo ushayiwe.
Nkosenkantolo ngebhada ngibonanga lapho kubhalwa khona Nkosenkantolo.
My Lord, unfortunately I did not see even where it was written.
So now in conclusion,
Mrs. Goqa,
the police that were involved in this taking down of statements, whether escorts, police at the police stations, Mkhane, Kininda, Mkhula, Rapadu, Magistrate Kronje, the magistrate in Rustenburg, they concocted, they acted together in this whole, I don't know how to put it, this acting together in the say whatever that happened to you cannot be documented. I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear.
Manje amaphoyisa Mkhane, Mabhena, uKininda, uMokhola namanye amaphoyisa laba bekade benilandela emuva nomantshi lo waseRustenburg nomantshi uKronje bebonke bona bebakade bezwana ngento eyodwa yokuthi bangabhali into ebekade ihamba ngendlela.
If something can be clarified. Reference has been made about a magistrate who took a statement in Rustenburg. I think that's a slip of the tongue.
No, the magistrate that he appeared before in Rustenburg, they might not have given him the opportunity to speak.
Uthi ukhuluma ngomantshi lo ovele kuye eRustenburg lo ngakunikanga ithuba lokuthi ukhulume. Bonke labantu laba
Even Boksburg.
naseBoksburg nomantshi waseBoksburg bonke labantu bebakade besebenzisana bayenza into eyodwa bangabhali into ebekade ibonakala noma efanele bebakade bebhala.
Nkosenkantolo ngiyethemba ngizoqala eRustenburg.
My Lord, I would start in Rustenburg.
Nkosenkantolo ngiyethemba iphepha laseRustenburg akukho pokubhalwe khona ukuthi magistrate wangibuza ukuthi Nkosenkantolo.
I believe on the transcripts in Rustenburg there is nowhere where it states that the magistrate asked me a certain question.
Okunye Nkosenkantolo into engiyithandayo nguye kade efunda leli phepha laseRustenburg akazange ngitshela magistrate uthe uNtanzi.
Again, I like it because the state is the one that was reading the document from Rustenburg and there is nowhere where he says the magistrate said, my apologies, to Ntanzi.
Kube mhlambe bengitshela ukuthi magistrate wangibuza so ngizomphendula ngearts engcono Nkosenkantolo ukuthi mhlambe bayiteam ola basiyona iteam.
And if it would have been stated that the magistrate said something to me, then I would be able to respond on whether were they a team or not a team.
Ngibuyele Nkosenkantolo eBoksburg.
Then I will go to Boksburg.
Boksburg ngile ngelanga lokuqala.
I went on the first day.
Elesibili ngazama uphakamisa isandla isicelo sami sangemukeleka.
And on the second day, when I appeared, I tried raising my hand and my request was not accepted.
Ngaya futhi ngai5 kaMarch 2021.
I then went again on the 5th of March 2021
Isicelo sami semukeleka Nkosenkantolo.
and my request was accepted.
Ngiyama lapho Nkosenkantolo.
I would stop there, my Lord.
So, yeah, on the aspect of the police, all of them, they decided to note no injuries, including the dentist.
Manje namaphoyisa bonke lamaphoyisa nalo dokotela lo bekade ehlola amazinyo bonke bavele bakhulumisana ukuthi asibhaleni ukuthi lo muntu akalimalanga.
Ngiyethemba Nkosenkantolo mangikhumbula kahle into engikhuluma phambi Nkosenkantolo ngithemba ngisikhumbule ngibuziwa ngokulimala ngibuziwa ehlabana ngokulimala ku-doctor oyengicheck amazinyo ngikhumbula ngikhuluma loo nto leyo.
My Lord, I believe I have mentioned in court that I do not remember being asked about any injury in Tlhabane by that particular doctor.
Naye futhi angikhumbula ngibuza Nkosenkantolo.
And even himself, I don't remember asking me.
Ngishilo Nkosenkantolo ukuthi lo muntu lo wayenza into yamazinyo phela ngaphuma ngayihambela.
I did mention that that particular person, he just checked my tooth and I left.
Ngibuyele lapha emaphoyiseni Nkosenkantolo.
I would then go back to the police officers.
Ukube Nkosenkantolo kwaqhamuka mhlawumbe iphoyisa le-uniform or iphoyisa engingalaziyo langibuza. ngokushaba kwami angizoliphendula Nkosi enkantolo.
If, my lord, there was a police officer that was wearing uniform who had came and asked me about myself being assaulted, I was going to inform them.
Ngebhadi nangephutha Nkosi enkantolo ngangilokhu ngidibane nebandla lona lelo Nkosi enkantolo.
Unfortunately, my lord, I had only met this particular group of police officers.
And in the comment regarding Ms. Kronje, the one that you made at Boksburg on the 24th of June 2020?
Manje wena uphawula uthini ngomantshi ukronye lo ohlangene naye nge-24 zika June 2020.
Nkosi enkantolo kube naye umama lo mlungu wangibuza. Ngangizomtshela straight Nkosi enkantolo mina.
My lord, even if that white lady had asked me, I was going to tell her straight.
Manje ayikho into angibuza yona Nkosi enkantolo.
But there is nothing that she asked me about.
And the interpreter that was there on the 24th of June 2020?
Utoliki lo bekade ekhona nge-24 zika June 2020 yena.
Ngethemba Nkosi enkantolo ngishilo naye lapho ukuthi nazange ngibuze next yimi ngamtshela lokho ngikucela kuya phela. Angisho ukuthi konke angibuza yona.
I believe I have mentioned in court that there is nothing that she had asked me about. I am the one who had made requests to her.
Now, the way I understand, the prosecutor is talking about a conspiracy. That all the police, they were involved in a conspiracy. And even according to what you're saying, even the magistrate and even the interpreter at Boksburg, they were involved in the conspiracy.
Manje inkantolo ithi into ezwisisayo umshushisi kusho ukuthi yena uthi kuwe bonke labantu laba amaphoyisa umantshi utoliki bonke laba awuhlangene nabo kusho ukuthi bona bayenza imbumba bathi ngontanzi nayi into esizoyisho bakhulume into eyodwa.
Angibazi Nkosi enkantolo mina ngani ngoba kube mhlambe wayengibuza umuntu engangifika kwaye ngangizomtshela lokho angibuza khona. Azange ngadibana nombuzo. Amaphoyisa Nkosi enkantolo akaze kufika amaphoyisa kuthiwa angiwazi. Bengilokhu nje ngihamba namaphoyisa la engiwazi Nkosi enkantolo.
I do not know, my lord, if there was any of them who had asked me a question, then I was going to be able to respond, because the police officers, I had only met these police officers that were in my company.
Thank you, my lord. That concludes the cross-examination from the state.
Uthi uyabonga umshushisi sekaqedile ukukubuza imibuzo.
Any re-examination?
Indeed so, my lord. My lord, I see we left with 10 minutes, but I'm going to extract it for this important point, and then I'll see where it takes us. Then we'll go to tomorrow.
Sir, you want us to adjourn or not?
No, let's
Doesn't
proceed.
complain about time, because
Let's proceed.
you have all the time.
Yes.
If you want us to adjourn to come back tomorrow, no problem.
Now, I want to put this one question.
So you're talking to who now?
So, sorry, my lord, I'm talking to the court. I just want to put this
Talking
one
to the court facing that way.
I'm multitasking, my lord, as the
I
court
see.
says. I'm going to refer you to exhibit RR1. I'm not sure whether it's in front of you.
Uthi ummeli siqhubeke ngalo bufakazi buka RR1.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yona le RR1.
And I'm going to catch it at the tail end. That is the appearance of the 22nd of January 2021. And the first part has been read into record by the court, which says, I accused you confirm that you have terminated the instructions of Mr. and it says indistinct. Then accused replies, he says, it is so, your worship. And the court, let me read it until the fourth, just before the 10th line. And then the court says, so going forward, what are you intending to do? And the accused say, I, and then indistinct services of legal aid attorney and indistinct to assist me because I want to open a case against Mr. Mjiako.
Uthi ke uzoyibamba emsileni la ukuthi kugcinwe kukhulunywa ngelanga le-22 zika January 2021 la ukuthi umantshi uye wathi uyavuma wena ukuthi usuyahoxisa ukusetshenziswa kukamnumzane bese lana kuzange kubhalwe ukuthi umnumzane ubani wena wathi yebo kunjalo nkosi yenkantolo. Umantshi wabuza ukuthi manje ukuya phambili so uzimisele ukuthi uzoyenza njani. Wena waphendula wathi mina bese lana kwangazwakali ukusetshenziswa kwabameli be-legal aid bese kwangazwakali nokuthi wena waqhubeka wathi ukuthi bakusize ngoba ufuna ukuvula icala uvulela umnumzana Mjiyako.
Yebo nkosi enkantolo ngakusho.
Yes my lord, I did say that.
And why did you want to open the case against Mr. Mjiyako?
Kungani wawukade ufuna ukuvulela umnumzana Mjiyako icala?
Nkosi enkantolo okokuqala ngqa. Ubaba Mjiyako azange atshele inkantolo ukuthi ngishayiwe.
My lord, first and foremost, Mr. Mjiyako did not inform the court that I was assaulted.
Okwesibini nkosi enkantolo ngiqambela amanga ukuthi uthunywe ifamily.
Secondly, he was lying that he was sent by my family.
Okwesithathu nkosi enkantolo usuka la ngishiye emaseleni yothe ecourt eRustenburg ngiyagula.
Thirdly, he went to court in Rustenburg and said I was sick.
Okunye nkosi enkantolo awawumphatha kabuhlungu kuye. Wayengeza ukukhuluma nami njengamanye amalwala engiwathula afika ke mazokhuluma nami e-police station ejele.
Again, my lord, he was not behaving as an attorney coming to consult me as other attorneys have came to consult me in prison.
Njengoba ngangifuna ukwazi nokuthi nkosi enkantolo ubani umuntu kahle kahle amthumile nokuthi mangihamba ngiya court mangihamba ngiya kuphi kufanele afike ngifuna ukwazi lo muntu loyo amkhombe phambi kwa court ngithi nje ngicela ukumvulela icala nkosi enkantolo.
And I wanted to know who exactly has instructed him to go to all the court appearances where I was, and that is why I had said I wanted to open a case for him, my lord.
Nanokuthi ubani lo muntu wayembhadala nkosi enkantolo.
And also find out who was paying him.
And now we go to line 24, same page, page 1 of the proceedings of the 22nd of January 2021. And the court, in reply to that, it says, Mr. Ntanzi, the court has heard you that you want to apply for legal aid and also that you want to give instructions for other things. So this matter today is transferred to the regional court for you to be appearing there, and you will make an application for legal aid and you will instruct an attorney for legal aid, whatever you are dissatisfied about. So your matter is now transferred to the regional court in Tlhabane. You will appear on the 2nd of February 2021. You will remain in custody for now. There is no bail.
Bese ke inkantolo yona yaqhubeka yathi mnumzana Ntanzi, inkantolo iyezwa ukuthi wena uthi ufaka isicelo sokumelwa abameli abangakhokhelwa be-legal aid bese ke ufuna ukuthi ubatshele izinto ezithize bese ke okanamhlanje icala lihlehliselwa enkantolo eyaseTlhabane e-regional court la ukuthi wena uzoya uyovela khona bese uyofaka leso sicelo sokuthi umelwe abameli be-legal aid bese uyaba tshela ke ukuthi wena ufuna ukubatshela ini izinto ezingakwenelisi. Leli cala ke lona lihlehliselwa khona enkantolo yaseTlhabane. Wena uzobuya nge-2 zika February 2021 uzohlala usaboshiwe ngoba awunayo ibail.
Yebo nkosi enkantolo.
Yes my lord, it is correct.
And then your response is, yes, Your Worship, yes, indistinct, my children, indistinct, thank you. And the court goes on, you will give further instructions to legal aid, thank you. Then the matter is postponed to the 2nd of February 2021.
Bese ke wena waphendula wathi yebo nkosi yenkantolo, yebo bese kwaba nento engazwakali lana, wathi ingane zami bese kwaba nento engazwakali, wabonga bese inkantolo yona yathi usozo chazisela laba abe-legal aid uma ufika kubona inkantolo bese ngalelo langa yahletisela icala emuva ihletisela i-2 zika February 2021.
Now, just for clarification purpose, Do you recall what you said? Because it says here indistinct, but something about your children. Do you recall what you addressed the court on about your children?
Usakhumbula ukuthi lana wawukade utheni labo uthi yebo Nkosi yenkantolo yebo bese akuzwakalanga lana ukuthi wawuthini kodwa wawukade ukhuluma ngeingane zakho. Usakhumbula ukuthi wawuthini?
Angisakhumbula kahle Nkosi yenkantolo ngoba kube mhlambe kubhaliwe kuvele konke ngizokhumbula mangijana.
I do not recall, my lord. If it was written, then I would be able to elaborate.
Ngoba into mina ngangilokhu ngikhala ngaphambi kweNkosi yenkantolo yaseRustenburg ngangikhala ngenhlamba Nkosi yenkantolo ngicela ukuzibona ngoba eRustenburg isikhathi esiningi izingane befika izongivakashela ukuthi inhlamvu sayifunana endlini mina ngihlala nomuntu iyangimangaza namanje lento lena ukuthi zazibeke obani babevule ngani futhi nakhona endlini yami nje ngiyafuna ukwazi nalapho Nkosi yenkantolo.
Because, my lord, in Rustenburg I wanted to know about the ammunition, on how did the ammunition get to my house and who opened for them and how was it possible that I had ammunition in my house and the children were visiting me. So I wanted answers, my lord.
As the court pleases, my lord, we are at the end of the day. Should we take a long adjournment until tomorrow?
Okay. We adjourn until tomorrow.
As the court pleases,
So we are kusasa.